Kumusta mga sisters? Welcome to the Hold Holiness teaching. We're now on the second topic of our series, and the title of our topic today is The Saints Next Door. Alam niyo, tinanong ko yung sarili ko kung pwede nga ba ako maging isang santo, isang santa. At paano nga ba maging santa? We are called to holiness. Pero siguro, iniisip natin, pwede nga ba tayong maging holy, tayong mga ordinaryong tao? Dahil ang alam natin, yung mga santo, mga santa, yung mga saints, no, ay mga extraordinary people. Para silang mga martyr. Sila ay may mga ginawang mga kabayanihan. They are called the blessed ones as mentioned in the past session. Sila yung imitators of Christ, who is the face of the Beatitudes. Kung ang buhay nito mga santong ito ay puno ng pagmamalasakit at pagsasakripisyo, parang mahirap abutin at tularan ang Beatitudes o ang mga katuruan ng ating Panginoon. Si Pope Francis assures us that ang mga saints daw ay mga ordinaryong tao lamang. Kaya nga, pwede tayong maging banal at tulad ng mga santo dahil tutulungan tayo ng ating Panginoon. Gagabayan niya tayo ng kanyang banal na mga grasya. So sa Apostolic Exhortation na Gaudete et Exultate, sabi ni Pope Francis, a great cloud of witnesses that encourage us to move forward towards holiness include Abraham, Sarah, Moses, and the canonized saints. Pero, pwede rin daw tayong gabayan ng mga ordinaryong tao para tayo ay maging banal tulad ng ating mga parents, grandparents, taong mga nakapaligid sa atin na ang mga buhay ay hindi naman perpekto, pero they please God in many things they did out of love for Him and love for others. Yes, ang mga saints are here among us, here and now. Si Pope Francis further states that very often, holiness is found in our next door neighbors, yung mga taong nakikita ang presensya ng Panginoon. Holiness is for everybody. Sabi ni Pope uli, ang holiness daw can be seen in ordinary people. Sino yung mga ordinary people? Isa doon yung mga parents na who raise their children with so much love and who work hard to support their families. Andyan yung mga may sakit na nag-offer ng kanilang sufferings for the church and for others. Nandyan din yung mga elderly who are alone and yet pray for others and make offerings. At syempre, nandyan din yung ating mga kaparian na talagang nagtatrabaho sa kanya-kanya mga parishes with lots of love. So, meron silang catechesis for children, they take care of the elderly and the sick, and they prepare people for marriage. Yung daily routine nila na ginagawa nila over and over again, pero hindi mo makikita na bobore sila o nananawa sila dun sa ginagawa nila. Dahil ang pundasyon nila ay si Jesus Christ. At sino si Jesus Christ? Siya yung rock. No? Ito yung mga taong inuuna ang kapakanan ng ibang tao at isinasantabi ang kanilang sariling kapakanan. So, these are the people who put the needs of others before their own, living and sharing God's love even through their own problems and struggles. And in the ordinariness of their lives, they live out the gospel. Holiness daw or kabanalan ay nakikita natin sa may mga mabababang loob, ordinaryo at di kilalang tao na pwede mong sabihin may wagas na pagmamahal sa ating Panginoon. They live lives of firm faith and ardent charity. As Saint Teresa Benedicta of the Cross suggests, real history is made by so many of them. the most decisive turning points of world history are formed not only by the greatest heroes and saints, but by the people whom no history book mentions. Makikilala lang natin sila pagka andyan na yung Judgment Day. So, the call to holiness is addressed to all of us. And even more so, the Lord addresses this personally to you. Be holy as I am holy. So, mga sisters, in whatever condition or state you're in, you are called to be perfect just as the Father is perfect, each one of you in your own way. Maraming santo ang tumugon sa tawag ng pagiging banal. You might even have your favorite saints who inspire you. Pero madalas imposible at mahirap sundan. Pero merong ibinigay ang Diyos sa atin na bukod tanging paraan para tayo ay maging banal. Mga sisters, we all have gifts personally given to us by our generous God. And we should use these gifts and bring out the best of ourselves. In the first letter of St. Peter, may imbitasyon para tayo ay maging banal sa pamamagitan ng mga gifts na ibinigay sa atin ng ating Panginoon. At ang sabi dito sa first letter of St. Peter, as each one has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Whoever preaches, let it be with the words of God. Whoever serves, let it be with the strength that God supplies, so that in all things God may be glorified through Jesus Christ. Kaya, let us respond to this invitation with much joy. Hindi mo kailangang maging madre or religious para maging banal. We are called to be holy by living our lives in God's love, bearing witness in everything we do, wherever we find ourselves. So, if you are called to the religious or consecrated life, be holy by living your commitment with joy. Kung ikaw naman ay may asawa, be holy by loving and caring for your husband. Be faithful to him. Kung ikaw naman ay isang parent or grandparent, pwede kang maging holy by passionately teaching your children or your grandchildren about Jesus Christ. If you are a catechist or teacher, you can be holy by teaching the truth and making God's presence known and felt and grow in your students' hearts. Kung ikaw naman ay nagtatrabaho, pwede kang maging holy sa pamamagitan ng iyong integridad. Use your skills in the service of your brothers and sisters. And if you are a public servant, a government official, or a person who has a position of authority, pwede kang maging banal by working in all humility for the common good. You rid yourself of selfish ambition or personal or financial gain. So, anuman ang katayuan mo sa buhay, maari kang maging banal. Si Pope Francis cites an example. Meron daw isang babae nag-shopping sa mall. May nakita siyang isang neighbor and nag-umpisa na silang magkwentuhan at sa pagkakwentuhan, doon din nag-start yung gossip. But if you say in your heart, no, I will not speak bad of anyone, yaan ay isang step forward in holiness. And later at home, kung ang isa sa anak mo ay gustong magkwento sa iyo ng kanyang mga hopes and dreams, at kahit ikaw ay pagod, umupo ka, nakinig ka sa kwento ng iyong anak with love and patience, yan ay holiness. That is another sacrifice that brings holiness. Probably later in the day, you experience some anxiety. But recalling the love of the Virgin Mary, takes her rosary and prays with faith, another path of holiness. And later still, she goes out into the street, encounters a poor person, and stops to say a kind word to him or give him something. That is one more step to holiness. And every step towards holiness will make us better people. Ang ating buhay ay hindi nakatuon sa sarili, kundi sa ating kapwa. Let us start with simple gestures. And what are these simple gestures? An act of tenderness, as you say, good morning or good day with a smile to somebody you meet on the street. Pwede ring a generous assistance as you help an elderly person cross the street or carry her grocery bag, open the door for her, or giving up your seat in the bus for her. Pwede rin namang a time, no, a moment spent listening to a friend pouring out her troubles or pain. Instead of watching your favorite show, you sacrifice your time to listen to your friend. And then, yung visit natin sa mga may sakit or a good or kind word to a colleague who is having a bad day, or a light tap on the shoulder or squeeze of a hand to somebody who just received some bad news. Mga kapatid, these simple gestures may seem small, but malaki ang effect nito sa mga tao. More significantly, to a loving God who sees everything. These gestures are eternal because they are done out of love for the other person. Ginawa para sa ibang tao at hindi para sa sarili. Ang maliliit at simpleng galaw o kilos ay mga paraan ng Diyos sa paghubog ng ating kabanalan. Pero pwede ring gamitin ng kalaban para tayo ay mawalan ng loob at bumitaw at sumuko sa mga pagsubok. And rightly so, Pope Francis states that at times, life presents great challenges. Through them, the Lord calls us anew to a conversion that can make His grace more evident in our lives in order that we may share His holiness. So, plainly said, when you fail or when you fall, bumangon ka so you can move while holding on to the Lord and move towards holiness. Do ordinary things in an extraordinary way. Si Cardinal Francois Xavier Nguyen Van Thuan was imprisoned for his faith by the communist government in Vietnam. But he refused to waste time waiting for the day he would be set free. Nag-decide siya. And sabi niya, I will seize the occasions that present themselves every day. I will accomplish ordinary actions in an extraordinary way. So, while he was incarcerated, he smuggled out messages to his people on scraps of paper. And the brief recollections, copied by hand and circulated within the Vietnamese community, have been printed in the book entitled The Road of Hope. Through a network of overseas Vietnamese, ito pong libro na to na Road of Hope na distribute worldwide. Ito'y sinundan pa ng isang libro, Prayers of Hope naman ito. Makikita natin lahat ng prayers na isinulat sa prison. Ordinary actions done in an extraordinary way. Just like the heroes of the COVID-19 lockdown. Frontliners, doctors, nurses, grocery workers, pharmacy workers, janitors, garbage collectors, public transport workers, police, mga military personnel. The list goes on. Ito yung mga taong nagtrabaho, not only because they had to, but because they wanted to. Pumasok sila sa kanilang mga trabaho kahit alam nila na delikado dahil concern nila ay para sa ibang tao. Their ordinary jobs were done in an extraordinary way because there was love, pagmamahal, merong awa in every action with courage and sacrifice, done with joy even when there was danger of contamination. They never thought of themselves, dying to themselves so that others may live or continue to live. Let us watch this video clip featuring the heroes of the lockdown being honored and thanked by several people.
Pagpupugay para sa ating mga frontliners nating mga Filipino sa panganib na dulot ng COVID-19.
Sa lahat ng mga health workers at mga kawani ng uniform service.
Sa mga nagtatrabaho sa grocery at pharmacy.
Gusto po namin malaman nyo na na-appreciate po namin lahat ng ginagawa nyo para sa amin.
Damo nga salamat han iyo serbisyo.
Iturong na kayo kumakanayon iti Apo.
Kinadalagid namon kamo sa amon nga pagpangumuyo.
Dahil sa inyo at sa tulong ng Panginoon, malalampasan natin ang pagsubok na ito. Dahil sa inyo, kaya nating iligtas ang Pilipinas sa COVID-19.
Siyempre, hindi natin dapat kalimutan yung iba pang mga volunteers na nagbigay ng kanilang oras, ng kanilang talento, at ng kanilang pera. Makikita natin ito yung mga taong nagluluto, nagpapak ng mga pagkain at ibinibigay for free. And then we could see people assembling bags of canned goods and basic supplies. They distribute them to those who lost their jobs or in dire need. Meron din tayong mga taong nakita na nagdadala ng mga pagkain or any basic supplies sa mga taong di makalabas ng kanilang mga bahay. At nakikita din natin dito yung mga taong nag-run ng errands, no, para sa kanilang mga neighbors and even for strangers. Imagine mga kapatid, kahit hindi nila kilala, no, tinutulungan nila. They went door to door in their neighborhood asking around if people needed help in any way. So, extraordinary still are the deeds of poor people who in their poverty, when they have just barely enough, deny themselves and offer up something for others to take their place. Tulad ng pinakitang kabayanihan ng isang pizza delivery guy na nag-earn lang ng minimum wage. Ang asawa niya ay buntis at siya may isang anak. Pero yung mga tips na binibigay sa kanya ng mga taong pinag-delivery niya ng pizza, ginamit niya. Bumili siya ng mga pagkain para sa mga homeless. Yung ruta niya ng pag-deliver, doon niya binibigay ang kanyang tulong. At meron din namang isang housewife na ginamit ang pera nila na kailangan din ng kanilang pamilya, mga 5 ata, na may kailangan din na pagkain para sa kanila. Pero anong ginawa niya? Bumili siya ng mga ingredients, using that money to cook up a meal. Together with her husband, yung kanyang brother-in-law, and other housemates, nagpack sila ng pagkain para sa 200 na Dubai jobless migrant. Dahil nakita ng ibang tao yung kanilang ginawa, sila nag-follow na rin, nag-donate din sila ng pagkain. Tuloy-tuloy siyang nagluto for another 200 na free meals a day for a while. Panoorin natin itong isang video clip.
What for? To be honest, my daughter is even out of school at her age. But it's not the reason for me not to help.
Takes an army.
Daddy, go. Oh yeah, man. You check us out.
Due to pandemic, those people who's in life, they're the ones affected by it. They lost their job, their visit visas, because they cannot find a job right now because of the situation. life is so hard and they don't have anyone to depend on. Which government will give them their daily needs? To whom they should ask? If I will stop this, many people will stop eating.
Nakaka-inspire, no, yung ginawa ng Dubai housewife na yon. Aside from them, meron garbage scavengers na nag-decide na pagsamasamahin nila yung kanilang mga pagkain para ma-share in their destitute neighborhood. We are flooded with so many heartwarming stories of people who have little or less but give more. Itong lockdown na to, nag-produce din ito ng isang grupo ng saints next door. All over the world, mga artists emerged. They perform in their homes. They perform in balconies, in empty concert halls. Individually or together, they made beautiful music. They sang, they danced, they even did comedy skits. Pinopost nila sa mga social media platforms. In-offer nila yung kanilang talents, yung kanilang skills, yung kanilang art for free. Dahil ang gusto lang nila ay makapag-entertain, makapagpasaya, yung makapag-smile naman yung ibang mga tao para makalimutan nila na merong virus that had disturbed lives and made us withdraw in fear. So they decided to give a little light to an otherwise darkened world. Let us watch this video clip of these artists and musicians coming together to offer a message of hope and encouragement. Evidently, at other times, my dear sisters, we need only to find a more perfect way of doing what we are already doing, whatever we love to do, or whatever we are good at, just like the artists you saw on video. These ordinary people do extraordinary things or do things extraordinarily dahil hindi sarili ang inisip nila, kundi ang kapwa. Bukod sa pagmamahal, nalalampasan ang kanilang kahinaan, kakulangan, kahirapan. They want to help. They want to do something. They want to make a difference. Wala silang hinihintay na tamang panahon. Sila ay handang tumulong sa lahat ng pagkakataon. Marami sa mga santo ay hindi naghintay ng kahit na anong pagkilala o parangal. Tahimik silang kumikilos. Hindi sila agaw pansin tulad ng ating Panginoon na hindi nagpapapansin. And yes, mga kapatid, saints are in heaven, but they are also here on earth, in our world, around us. Again, you might recognize them in your parents, in your friends, in your co-workers, or even in the street cleaner, or in the waitress who manages to be pleasant kahit na pagod na sila. They are kind, gentle, and humble. They are patient and they persevere. They give and they love. At this point, we will do a reflection. You will do a reflection. At ang sasagutin ninyong tanong ay, Who among the people you know around you are saints next door? How are they holy as ordinary people? So, when you do your reflection, mga kapatid, magdasal kayo. Tingin nyo sa ating Panginoon na ituro sa inyo, ma-remember ninyo o ma-recall ninyo yung mga taong sa tingin ninyo ay saints next door. How are they holy as ordinary people? Ipagdasal natin ang mga taong na sa tingin ninyo ay holy at ordinaryong tao. Thank God for them. As we end part 1 of our session, please take time to reflect on how you can be holy in your own way, in simple ways and in small gestures. And then, pray for the grace to be holy. God bless all of you, my dear sisters, and thank you so much.